Check it out, guys. Today we're back at the shop getting things squared away. Just pulling off some mask here. So what I really want to do today is get my seats installed. I have a couple orders coming in, so I need to kind of get this out of here and back in my trailer for a couple days. But what I did is I got my harnesses, so I'm gonna get those ready. But see this mess? Right now, I'm kind of getting everything back to where it needs to be. And I'll show you on this side, this is kind of just what I have now. So I'm just trying to, and the other side will match obviously, but you know, I just wrapped it with this cheapo, I don't know what you call this, ribbed wire cover. But this cleans it up a lot. It makes it look way less worse than it is. It's really not that bad. I wound up pulling out the speaker harnesses, things like that. I really need to go through and thin this harness. I just don't have time to do that right now. So that'll be kind of a rainy day project. But right now, I'm getting my tack in. I'm gonna kind of just zip tie all this stuff, cover up all this, you know, make it a little more presentable than it is and less of a disaster. Look at these seats. Project Radcart, apparently. So everything's really coming together. Right now I'm just putting the cooling system back together. I gotta get my battery just bolted in for now and connected. I have to move this out of the garage. Like I was saying, I have a couple customers' orders I have to work on. I'm not gonna have time to paint the front where your feet go quite yet, front floorboards. But I'll get it out of here. We'll take it for a couple hot laps or semi-hot laps and see, make sure the cooling system's all bled out and everything's looking good. Probably just pop our headlights back in for the time being. That's super, takes 2 seconds kind of thing. But I am super pumped. I can't wait to roll this thing outside and see how it looks when it's all together and out in the light. I still have to make a battery tie down. I mean, there's a lot of things to do. Well, everything's kind of back in its place. I just was thinking back here. I mean, this is a disaster with all the battery wiring and everything. So I think what I'm gonna do is just take this whole battery cable setup and move my battery forward somewhere. I mean, I'll leave it there for the time being, but I think I might, I don't know, put it in between the armrests or make a little box for under the foot, or I could put it right in the center. Actually, that'd probably be a good spot for it, right here. Front and center. But where I could put it up in the cage there, that might be a better spot. Tuck it up in there. That way it's all protected and out of the way. So just thoughts. Gotta bleed the cooling system, and this sucker's ready to go. All right, we're gonna go for a short spin. I'll report back. I think everything should be fine though. Okay guys, here it is. Catching a lot of flack for this paint job, but I love it. I love it and I think it's rad. So we just gotta get brake lights on it and, you know, get it a little more legit. Well, I'm pretty fired up. I think it's looking fresh. And I'm digging the headlights. Those are rad. All right, just gonna take it up the street, make sure my expansion tank and everything, all my coolant levels getting all squared away and everything looks good. So that's all we need to do. All right, back at it. These are my LED lights I'm installing right now. I have a couple hours here to try to pick away at this, and what I'm gonna do is first off see if they're gonna be bright enough and test them before I do anything crazy. So, and then if they work, I'm going to take this wire, I'm gonna drill a hole right in here, run it down this tube, and then out the side of the tube here, and just tie it into the wiring harness somewhere around there. So that's kind of my tentative plan, because they are motorcycle LED lights. They're super cheapos. I probably should have got something a little bit better, but we'll see. I mean, they only have to work. So that's what I'm doing now. I popped the wing off to do that, because if that does work, I'm gonna have to pop these out. So that's that. Other than that, everything else is looking good. The tape on this is terrible on these. So I ordered some 3M real deal stuff. So I'm gonna take these off, retape them, try to pretty this up a bit. I mean, these are just kind of on there. And yeah, other than that, we're getting there. So my goal is to make this streetable. Oh, let me show you something I did yesterday. I don't know if I showed you guys this. I installed my rear view mirror. So this just installs. This is a UTV mirror. It just installs with a couple of clamps, and it's great. It's a nice wide mirror. I tested it out, works really well. Looks a little cockeyed in there, but I can straighten that out. And yeah, I mean, it's a great little piece. So also next, now that I'm thinking about it, let me show you guys. I also have to start considering my rear view mirror options here. So I'm thinking something like, I have to be able to see it. So maybe something like this. I'll just weld a tab off the cage, or I'm not sure, but I'm not sure how that's gonna go. But they'll look something like that. Just kind of, I'll actually probably tuck them right in. Nice and low profile. Maybe somewhere right in the crotch of this joint would be all right. But I'll have to kind of zip tie one on and make sure I can see it. That's gonna be the big thing too, is obviously if I can't see them, they don't do us much good now, do they? But other than that, we got, let's say, we got the headlights all sorted out. We got the front turn signals. We got to get the rears sorted out, rear view mirrors, and a third brake light. I'll probably just put a small one right here or something, because these are going to be up high. So I'll probably just get another cheap one and just tie it in and put it somewhere down there just for now, because we are going to do a bash bar back here, but that's going to be a little bit later. Okay, let me show you just real quick what I'm working with here. This is just for example, I'll show you. This is my left tail light plug, okay? So what I have to do is decipher the wires on this and figure out what does what. And then I bought these plugs, just a male, female. Oops. Oopsie daisy. Just a male, female plug, and these should work out fine. So what I'll do is, have one plug end, essentially coming out of here. It'll plug, somewhere in this neighborhood or down here. That way it will all be, well, I guess it wouldn't be removable because it'd have to be inside here. Well, shucks. Maybe I'll come up with a different idea. Scratch that. All right, we got our tail lights here. Now I'm waiting on my third brake light, which should be in tomorrow. But let me just show you how these suckers look. Not bad. Let's see if we can, so we got our stop, our turns. Like I said, these are just motorcycle taillights. I mean, they are what they are. If I get pulled over, it's at least be an A for effort, you know what I mean? Kind of thing. So that's what we're dealing with. Well guys, I just remounted my DRLs here, and I took off the covering that was on it. It had like it's actually like a double-sided tape, and I just had it blacked out with electrical tape because I didn't want to see the diodes here. However, it looks exponentially better when they're on, and they're gonna be on 90% of the time. So they're super bright. Let me throw the turn signals on too so you can see that. So the turn signal's coming in real hot now, which I know we had an issue with, but that's definitely a much better setup here. So I'm pretty pumped about that. They look a little goofy when the car's off, but what do I care? Actually, the crazy paint and everything almost works, like I said, because it's just like a little orange and yellow diode in there, but whatever. Like I said, they're gonna be on most of the time, you know, when I'm cruising around and things like that, so that's great. Hey, what's up guys? I am on my way to go pick up a new tool. I'm pretty excited about it. It's a local Craigslist deal, or not Craigslist, Craigslist is dead, Facebook Marketplace deal. It's a 10x22 metal lathe with variable speed. It's a grizzly piece, and from the pictures it looks really nice. So I think he's asking 1,500 bucks for it. We'll see if we can beat him up a little bit, but either way, at 1,500 bucks, it's a $2,500 lathe, brand new, and this thing looks barely used, so I'm pretty excited about it. So I have to drive down to Sarasota to get it. I'm picking up my buddy Jonathan because he actually has to pick up a truck, ironically, in Bradenton. So I told him I'd give him a ride down there too. So we'll get two birds stoned at once here. And yeah, I'm excited to see this thing. And once I have a lathe, it's game on. I can make anything. My first thing will be making bushings for my car because I need all of them. So that'll actually be a fun project to learn how to use the lathe, and turning Delrin will be super easy to do and very forgiving. So if I make mistakes, it's not a big deal, and I have a very big supply of it at our local metal supplier. Actually, he deals with UHMEW and UHMW. I don't even know what it stands for, but urethanes, polys, different types of hard plastics, things like that. So I'm excited now. So we'll see if this thing's good, and if it is, it's coming home with us, and I'll be right back at you. Well, here we are. Nice little unit. Has a phase converter. So this is variable speed, so you just pretty much turn the dial and that changes the speed. You have 3 belts, so the speed is variable for, you know, just for example, numbers from 1 to 100. Then the next belt is from 100 to 200. These are just arbitrary numbers, but just so you get an idea. So, but yeah, you just turn the sucker up and away it goes. So this is a clean unit. 10 inches by 22, and I'm excited. We can make some really cool stuff with this. I just gotta grab some tooling, get myself reacquainted with the lathe, and we're ready to go. So very excited to have this piece here. So now we got our milling machine, we got our lathe, we have our welders. There's pretty much nothing we can't make right now.